this season. That's incredible. And 4-0 versus Protoss. Insanely good record. Also doing better in individual leagues recently.
These guys kind of joking around with each other. Deer's like, I want to win. Please let me win. Classic's like, no. We're just going to play a straight-up game.
Classic's like, I want to win 3-0 really fast and go home to rest. And Deer's like, nope, not letting it happen. Well, let's see if Deer's still got that Coldplay song. Because I feel like that's like literally, if I were Deer, that's how I'd feel. That would be my song. Is it? Yeah. He was once on top of the world. He was once the best Protoss player in the world for a very small time. This guy is a jockey. He's a seed. He's a one-hit wonder, okay? He went into Seoul, then he was on Mouse Sports for a while. He had a lot of trouble. Then he was teamless for a long time. And finally he found a new home in Samsung, but he still hasn't been able to get it back. He was once the best player in the world for like a few weeks, I would even say. And then he fell off.
Yeah.
And he's never come back.
He's desperately trying to. He's been, I'd call him Samsung's ace player. He's come out multiple times there. He's been their best player for many of their Pro League matchups here. But sometimes not showing up, sometimes he will. Let's see what he does here against Classic. Classic right now, 8-1. He's on fire in Pro League specifically and also in individual leagues. So I think it's going to be hard for Deer. Let's see what he's studied here from Classic.
Take a look at our predictions first, Valdez. 6-0 as expected.
Yeah, tonight feels like a very one-sided night. A lot of predictions, very one-sided as well. Lots of 6-0s. I know we didn't get to see all of them from Prime, but I'll let you guys know they were all 6-0.
They were. Not a single person said otherwise.
Yeah, well, let's jump into the game right now. It's going to be Classic versus Deer on Deadwing. Down here on the bottom right, in the red, our Protoss player from SK Telecom T1. It is Classic.
And to the top right in blue, Samsung Galaxy Con, it's Deer. And what a tough opponent to hit for Deer. Of all the SK players to hit, he hits the PvP specialist. But
yeah,
I feel like he had to know this was a high chance of happening because he picked Deadwing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, who is the Protoss player that comes out every single time for SK Telecom, basically, in Pro League? It's Classic. What map is he going to come out on? It's going to be Deadwing, and he does. And Stork talked about like how he knew who they were going to send out on which maps and how he kind of targeted his players towards that and how he wanted to win. But, you know, honestly, just looking at these two players here, maybe it was Samsung's best choice, but at the same time, it's not really favoring Deer much at all.
I don't like the choice to send Deer here.
Who would you have sent from the Samsung
That's what I'm
roster?
thinking. That's what I'm thinking about right now. It's really tough to say because I mean, for the players they already chose, like you don't want to send Reality out either on this map versus Protoss.
Didn't Reality go mech versus his Protoss last time? His Protoss opponent? I think he did.
Yeah, didn't he? And got totally crushed.
No, I think he wrecked the guy. He won with mech versus Protoss. It was a really, really strange game. I forget who the Protoss was.
I just remember somebody went mech versus Protoss. I think this one was right before I went to Tokyo, and I was commentating it. I think with Moonglade, and there was carriers and Thors,
that was
and
Stats
it was just bad.
Versus someone on Bonnie Rooster Station. This was another map that happened actually.
Okay.
More recently, and he actually won. I would have sent out Reality here to go mech against Classic. I think it was Yonhwa he was going up against. It was on Echo, and Yonhwa just looked totally lost on how to deal with it, and he just got crushed.
Okay. Well, Deadwing is a map where you're going to see a lot of PvPs. I don't know. I actually think I take it back. I think Deer might have been the best choice. Like, it's not a good choice, but what choice do you have when you're up against SKT?
Yeah, that's
like I just have to take it back and
on
just
that page.
There is no good choice. Like, it's not like this was a bad choice. It's just like the best, worst, or like the least bad choice, if that makes sense. So, anyway, we had a slightly faster gateway here for Deer, and he's going to get the faster Stargate. And that when you get a Stargate this quick, like before Mothership Core, before Warp Gate Research, you get a faster gate. Usually it's for Oracle because you don't rush a Phoenix because the Phoenix doesn't get a quick return usually like the Oracle does, as we were talking about a little bit yesterday.
Yeah. And it's funny, the way things are going with the recent scouting patterns on these 4, or, you know, you can call this a 3-player map, we're always seeing these guys go cross-spawn scouts.
Yeah.
So it turns out that Deer will get lucky with that Stargate first. He should be able to hide it.
Ooh, that was a really cool path where he went back for a second, and then he checked behind the line of sight blocker just to make sure nothing was being hidden, because that Stargate would have seen it if it was there.
It will be a Phoenix.
Wow, I did not expect this.
And you know what? This is actually what happened with Myungshik. He actually did a very, very similar build. I forget exactly who the Protoss player he was facing was. Zest?
Zest, yeah.
Yeah, Zest on this very map.
He's able to snipe the Mothership Core with really cool moves, but he doesn't find it, just barely here.
Mothership Core sneaking in, and that may have been on purpose even.
Yeah.
You don't even know. These guys know the timing so well that doing this will save the Mothership Core if your opponent does go Phoenixes. Because you will get enough energy, you will hide it for long enough, and you can recall back if you want to.
Yeah, you know, the Phoenixes, now that he didn't kill the Mothership Core, he's going to have to try to make something of them. You know, he comes in here. By the time he's here, there's a Stalker. He's going to be able to get a lift or two if he ignores the Stalker. He knows the Mothership Core is away. And Nexus Cannon goes down in retaliation here. He's microing at 2 locations, and once he will recall home. And the Phoenixes actually don't stick around to fight it because there are 3 Stalkers, so a bit of a different situation here. I don't know. I really liked how Myungshik did this yesterday because it was a lot more calculated. He also had a Stalker checking specifically for the Mothership Core. And in this case, like, the idea here for Deer, I get it. Well, I don't know if it's like the execution was wrong. I just think this build is like can't become a standard. It's just like it was a cool build that Myungshik did, and now he's got Phoenixes, and that's going to be fine. But obviously he lost some, you know, he rushed the tech that didn't give him much yet. So like when you rush a tech like that, obviously you take some losses. But catching a warping in Stalker is going to be a nice freebie here, and in fact he's going to keep on the chase because he's got plenty of energy. Phoenixes,
I mean, as these guys get better and better at controlling the Phoenixes, they just do damage, man. They can find a lot of damage out on the map. You're gonna kill 3 Stalkers, definitely worth it. And he's going for more.
He's got so much energy because he got them out so early. That's one of the redeeming factors of having them out earlier. They build so much more energy.
Yeah, and now look at this. He keeps every Phoenix alive, and he's gonna have them for later as well. He's gonna build up a ton of energy, as you were saying.
The build has been
more and more
scouted.
damage.
Yeah, and the build's been scouted. He's just trying to get Immortals out to hold this because he knows it's going to be a blink attack. And he's even going to come in here and try to get this Mothership Core. I think he's going to get it. If he finds it, he doesn't see it. He's looking, finds it.
Yeah, he's going to get it here. No defense for this. Even with blink, Mothership Core will go down, and the Phoenixes get out scot-free. Even getting more damage on his way out. Wow. And these Phoenixes are pretty sturdy. You know, they can always take the damage. They'll regen the shields. Be totally fine.
Deer is in such an excellent spot right now. He's
look at the supplies.
Yeah.
Look at the army supply right now. He's just pumping out a bunch of Immortals. He's getting those out where Classic hasn't been able to.
He now has the ability to expand for free because he knows there's no aggression that's going to come his way. He's got 2 Immortals out already, plus Sentries and a few Zealots. He has a Phoenixes to backstab and harass. Even a low count of Phoenixes like this can get so much done. I want to read off the units lost in this game. 200 lost for Deer, and 1,300 for Classic. Yeah, make that 1,350.
Look at that. The shots of the Stalkers not really lining up on the same Phoenix. They all survive once again.
Yeah. Just, you know, he's organized his Phoenixes. His micro is really good, so he makes sure that the Phoenixes that are in the front doing the lifting, or, you know, if they have energy, are the ones that have more health so that they can escape like that. It's not a coincidence. It's really smart. Nice Observer movement here by Classic, but he will get spotted regardless.
Yeah, Deer actually went for double Observer. Unfortunately, he's going to follow that. Phoenix will be able to snipe it out. But yeah, he had full coverage of his base. He wasn't even sending one to his opponent's base because he saw everything. Oh, look at this. Classic's going to bring it back. He's going to try to win the air war. here and pump out a bunch of secret Phoenixes on the left side of the map. You can do this all the time on these bigger maps if your opponent isn't very meticulous in his scouting.
It's such a big risk. It's a huge risk, but he's so far behind. The thing is, if it gets scouted, he like basically just loses the game. The Phoenixes can camp on top of those Stargates and kill any of the first few Phoenixes to come out. He's got a larger army also, so he can move across the map to help support against that. And then that's 300 gas down the drain, plus the pylon, plus the 300 minerals. And he's, you know, he's moving across the map right now. If he found this, it would be great. But even if he doesn't find it, man, this is like a great opportunity for him to just end the game.
Yeah, I think he's just going for it.
I think he's like,
he sees what Classic has, and he's like, that's not enough.
Exactly.
You don't have enough. I'll lift both your sentries. Unfortunately, one does survive. But at the same time, just those 2 immortals and even 2 more sentries to get the force fields could do a lot of damage.
This is just a read on, okay, something is not right. You don't have enough stuff here. I'm going to come and kill you. The Phoenix play to kill the sentries was a bit aggressive. He got unlucky, and both the Phoenixes that were lifting got killed first. The sentries dropped down, which meant they had to actually lift again. And then he ended up only killing one of the sentries. So,
well, could have also been good snipes by Classic, to be honest.
Sure,
if he was really paying attention to that.
Oh, he's going to see this. Oh, no, really not.
You know, I think he's noticing something's up. Like, there's not enough tech in the base, maybe, of Classic. He sees, like, no robotics bay, nothing much, really, and he's just like, well, I guess he's got something out on the map, because he's searching everywhere.
Yeah, he knows something is not right. It's either hidden DT tech or hidden Stargate tech or something totally crazy. He just needs to identify what it is. But because he hasn't seen this, the Phoenix count is getting quite high. And this could be a big surprise because for Deer, there are 2 Phoenixes and 2 sentries, and that's literally all the anti-air he has. Okay, now he knows about it. But what can he do? He's going to have to play patiently and defensively here for a little bit. He's got 200 energy on his mothership core. That's going to help him defend for a while.
Yeah. Maybe even just wants to go ahead and drop those 2 down before he loses that mothership core. So here we go. 6 Phoenixes coming into the main. Gonna pick up the Stalkers. Going for the big damage first.
Yep. And if he eliminates the Stalkers as well, it means less anti-air, so he can actually keep his damage for longer. Mothership core nearly gets sniped, but that's too much damage output.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate he wasn't able to snipe that down. But at the same time, getting more and more damage done here at the natural. Look at that worker lead right now for Classic. It's pretty insane.
And with these Phoenixes here, it's hard to move out across the map and be aggressive, so taking this 3rd Nexus also makes sense. It all just kind of works together here. Yeah. If he leaves his base for any reason at any time, the Phoenixes are going to get a ton of damage done. And this puts a lot of burden on Deer to decide how he wants to respond. It is going to be Blink that he chooses here. But as we saw yesterday, Phoenixes, if you've got a lot of lifts on them, can kind of fight Blink Stalkers straight up.
You just lift all of the anti-air of your opponents, basically. Okay. And we even see Classic getting a 3rd Stargate. Yeah. He's not messing around with that. He wants to go heavy on the Phoenixes.
Well, it looks like Deer's made his choice. This is a tough choice to make, but he's decided to move out. He will move out across the map to try to punish this commitment to Phoenixes. It's going to cost him a lot of economy, but if he just kills, it doesn't matter. And that's what he's hoping to achieve here, I think. Oh, he's being so indecisive. Now he's moving back.
This is a very similar situation to the game yesterday. And here we go, going for the lifts. It's a lot of Phoenixes, but at the same time, a lot of Stalkers on the ground. Going to snipe out one of those Phoenixes.
This Phoenix count is just getting so high. Up to 13 now, and like you said, with the 3rd Stargate, he can crank out 3 at a time. It's still going to be tough to fight this ground army. This is a very strong ground army.
Yeah, man. This is actually turning very, very close.
This is going to be so close. I have no idea who really has the better army here.
Let's see how it goes down. The Phoenix is coming in for the lifts, trying to lift up as many Stalkers as possible. Blink, blink forward from Classic, trying to focus down some of these Colossi, too.
So many lifts here, and the Zealots on the ground doing what they can. It looks like it's just not going to be enough Phoenixes here. They're too low on health. They're starting to fade away. They're starting to run out of energy.
Boy.
The Colossi were never dealt with. That's the biggest issue, I feel, is the Colossi are going to make the ground army too strong. GG.
Wow.
Deer takes a win.
He does it. He keeps the hopes alive for Samsung Galaxy Con. Going to tie it up 1-1 now. And, you know, with Bravo coming up against Innovation next, yeah, we could even see Samsung possibly force an ace match. What is this?
Bubbles. Going back to that bubble group we were talking about.
Oh, man.
You know, this is referring to, of course, the Star League, where he was called a bubble by Classic, among others.
Yeah.
Dream, excuse me. So I like that. I like that ceremony. That was pretty cool. And you could see in Deer's face when he won there that he was just like, "That's right. Don't underestimate me."
Yeah.
That was
Classic
a really good
looks
game.
Pissed, man. He was on a roll over here at Pro League, but taking only his second loss now to Deer in a PvP. He's got to be kicking himself after that one.
It was a pretty crazy game, and the early Phoenixes did kind of mess with him a little bit, mess with his build. And Deer realized, I need to go now, and I can beat you. Thing is, if you fight the Colossi with Phoenixes, you can kill them, but then your Phoenixes aren't lifting, and your ground army gets destroyed.
Oh yeah.
But then if you lift everything, then you don't fight the Colossi, and your Phoenixes aren't, they're not fighting the Colossi. And then he had enough Zealots to buffer. He had some Immortals. So there, I guess there you have it.
Yeah. Very interesting game. But guys, we're going to take that 3-minute break once again. When we come back, it's going to be Innovation versus Bravo.